Anyway, so we're about to do a...
No. Do it like this way. Just like walk up. You open the door of the car, and like just get in and like start the car, and then like put it there, and then like start talking about it.
Alright, so we're gonna do a little review of the Hyundai Genesis 5.0.
No, like turn it around.
Make 2016. Turn around where?
Like just video yourself.
Oh, I need to. So we're just trying to figure out how to position the camera so that we could actually see something, or you guys could see something. Alright, I just got back out. But it's probably gonna fall. Anyway, so let's go take it for a drive. You can hear that big V8 going go 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 go.
There's no sound.
Yeah, the car is actually extremely quiet. There makes no noise. We're gonna go over the speed bump. I've had this car for about, well, how long?
A year and a half.
A year and a half. I love it. It's big, it's heavy, it's pretty fast. Especially when you're actually rolling. Not too quick from the, from straight line, from full stop. 0 to 60 in about 6 seconds. It used to be faster, but I think I need to change the air filters.
Yes. Originally it says 0 to 60 is 5 seconds.
5 seconds or something like that.
With
Yeah.
420 horsepower and how much torque?
I don't know, like 380 something, I can't remember. It could be a little quicker if it was tuned a little bit leaner. Probably would save a little gas too. But whatever, the car is great. Takes about, what is it, like about 25 miles per gallon on the highway. Whenever I went for a long drive, like to North Carolina, I kind of measured it. And on average with CT and highway drive, I get about 18, 19 at the most. So it's, not the most economical car, but it gets you there. And it's comfortable as fuck. It's just really nice. You just drive it. It feels like a boat. And I love to do another thing I love to do is because it has the the cruise control that's all dynamic and stuff, and it kind of figures out the distance to the car in front of you, and if the car slows down, it slows down the car. So once you're on a highway, you put it into that cruise control, it stays in one lane, it slows down, it speeds up, comes to a full stop, and within 10 seconds, if there is not a change, it will shut off and basically prompt you to resume driving by pushing a button. Or it will resume driving if it's under 10 seconds. I learned to rely on it in a year and a half. It has never let me down. The only thing that happens to it is when it's raining, the cruise control will shut off. It will air out because it blinds the camera, I guess.
And for amount of features in a sedan of this class, it's very reasonably priced compared to competitors.
Yeah, I think so. This is a 5.0 model, so it pretty much comes with everything that they offer, with the exception of HUD display and the like the center cluster console. It's dirty, so I don't want to show it to you right now. My car is actually pretty filthy. It comes with the cluster, the central console here, and so it doesn't have the controls
It's all touch.
For the so I just got it with all the touch screen because I did not want to spend another $3,500 on useless shit like or a button in the middle of I just cared about the V8.
And this was back when this was still a Hyundai car, so
yes,
the V8 isn't like there's only one option for the V8 now, and it's everything fully loaded.
Yeah, back then I actually had a choice of dropping the HUD display and everything else is there.
Now it's the Genesis G80.
But there is absolutely no difference in the car,
except
as far as
for
I'm concerned.
a bigger price tag.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, it's
Is
more
it
expensive now that its own luxury brand.
Ah.
The base V6 when it was the Hyundai was about like 38,000, but now the base V6 is 42. So now the Genesis is its own standalone company, or a standalone car maker, sort of.
Right, they're a standalone brand.
Yeah,
they have their own dealerships now and whatnot. Very good service and stuff. I haven't actually taken the car to the service because I really didn't need to. The car is freaking excellent. Has absolutely no problems. The only one problem that I've ever encountered with this car was this little annoying, barely noticeable rattle coming from the headliner here, from the console. And it happens every single time when I start driving, and all I have to do is just go like push on the console here, or whatever the hell is it, console, what is it called, the headliner. Yeah, and all I have to do is just slightly push on it and the rattle goes away, and it happens every time ever since I got the car. I mean, there's nothing much you can do about it, it just happens. But it goes away and it doesn't come back until you stop and then restart again and start driving again. So that's not really a big of a deal. And that's it. We've taken it to Blue Ridge Parkway with Richard last year, and it handles pretty nicely. We're sweeping through those curves at like the speed limit of 85 miles an hour because we could, and nobody caught us. It was fun. We did like about 300 miles of the entire Blue Ridge Parkway, and then we got sick of it and just left. What else?
These seats are great. They're probably the most comfortable car seats I've ever sat in.
Oh yeah, the seats are freaking awesome. And then they adjust, and then there's a lumbar support.
The side bolster adjustments.
Yep.
This panoramic, what is this even called?
It's called a sky view. Yes.
Sky view.
Yeah, it's a sky view roof, and it opens all the way out, but you can actually see the sky all from the back seat too. So if you like open it, it just comes out. It's kind of nice. I don't really drive a lot with it because it makes noise, and I don't like noise because I like to watch my movies. But it's good when you're vaping.
Oh, I just realized this.
Yeah, there is this barrier that keeps the air from actually blowing inside the car. It just kind of bounces it up, and it makes it quieter because if you lower it, now you can hear the noise. Yeah, it's like a deflector or whatever. Now we're gonna get off this little street, and once we get off on a bigger street, we're gonna do a couple of pulls just to show you guys that this car is actually, even though it's like nice and soft and docile.
Talk about how it like rides in the different ride modes.
Yeah, that's what I was coming for it. There's a drive mode button that basically switches from regular to economy mode, and then into a sport mode. And what it basically does is, in the sport mode, it stiffens the suspension a bit, and sometimes, I'm not really sure, and sometimes I think it actually lowers it, and it changes the gear ratio, so the gears are more sticky and you can rev higher.
It doesn't change the gear ratio, it just changes the shift point.
Oh yeah, shift, that's right. It doesn't change the gear ratio, it changes the shift points So, you know, so you could drive a little bit more aggressively. I don't know if it does anything as far as actual 0 to 60 speed or whatever, you know, the acceleration. I think it doesn't. It makes the car handle a little bit better.
Increases throttle response.
Yeah, the throttle becomes a little sharper. And
it cruises in a lower gear. Like if you're cruising in sport mode, it'll stay in 6th instead of 8th gear.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Not necessarily. Eventually it'll go into 6.
No.
I mean,
I've tried. Like I've cruised in like sport mode, and it does not go into 8th gear.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it stays in like 6th or 7th. The paddles aren't really.
Yeah, paddles. I don't like the paddles. I mean,
they're kind of useless. It's still an automatic transmission.
And another thing, the transmission. I mean, it's great. It has 8-gear, you know, transmission and everything, but it's really fucking slow. Like to change, if you want to downshift and like you know, and get and expect a rapid response from the tranny, that's not going to happen. Not in this car.
It's still an automatic transmission, not a dual clutch.
Yeah, and it just kind of like, oh yeah, are you sure you want to go there? And it's kind of like, it takes literally like, let me just pick up the phone and I'm gonna demonstrate it. Like, just listen to how it runs.
Just record it.
Now it goes. So it allows for the engine to basically rev up for like 3,000 RPMs before it kicks in. Watch this. Now it goes. But when it's pulling, oh, it's pulling. It's a lot of fun to drive when you're going on the freeway and you're overtaking. I mean, it's like there is quite a bit of power in this thing, and it will just go 0, like, I mean, 80 to like 120. I don't know. I never really counted, but it goes really fast. It pulls like a train. So that's a really fun thing. Like, I like to sometimes to switch it into sports mode and just, you know, like kind of like weave between the cars on the highway going to work and back, and you know, it's a lot of fun. Alright, let's not do this anymore.
Yeah. Oh, perfect time to demonstrate the 0 to 60.
Yeah, I guess it is.
Probably gonna fall as soon as you floor it. It's gonna fall, I guarantee it.
Oh yeah, it's gonna fly. You
Yeah.
have to keep it.
As soon as you floor it,
You have to keep a finger on it.
it's gonna fly. Try to hold it in place. I'm probably gonna fly back too.
Or we're like doing the whole thing with 2 cameras. I guess we're gonna try to split screen and show it how it looked. I don't know. Let's go.
Definitely pulls.
So there's a little 0 to 60 pull. I have no idea how fast it was. We can determine it later when we're replaying the video. You want to do another one?
Try it without traction control this time.
Oh, where is it? And you off?
And then if you hold it, it turns off stability control.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Didn't do anything.
Yeah, even with traction and stability control off, it's
But I think it revs higher because it actually revs into 7.
Really?
Uh-huh. I don't think it usually doesn't rev into 7. Let me try it again. Oh, that was interesting. I never noticed that. Because usually with the traction control on, revs to like 65, just like where the red lining starts, it switches. But with this thing off, it actually revved to 7, if I am not mistaken. So we're gonna make our turn and try it again. No, same thing. I guess that concludes our review of Genesis 5.0 Sedan. So you guys, if you like the review, subscribe, follow us. We got more videos to come. We got like a shitload of cars apparently in our household.
Look at that.
We've got, oh yeah, look at that. We've got 2 RX-8s, one broken, one with RX-7 engine swap, the 13B rev swap. That's not broken and it's actually a lot of fun. We just replaced the fuel pump on it and alternator.
Well, that video is probably going to be up already.
Yeah, by now, by the time, you know, by the time this video comes out, that video is definitely going to be up. The 13B swapped car absolutely requires a proper boost controller setup, because right now it doesn't have one. It's just, you know, whatever wastegate, and it just spikes up to who knows where. So I have it boost limited at 15 psi with the PCM. I basically set the, you know, the fuel cut at when it reaches 15 psi so that it does not cause any damage. And we need to set the proper boost controller. The reason I did that is because I don't want the car to make too much power and break the transmission, because it actually has the RX-8 6-speed manual transmission, which is, you know, not known to be not the strongest transmission ever. And anytime the car goes over 400 horsepower, it may, like, there were people who literally had that, like they put like the 3 rotor swaps and whatever with that transmission, and the transmission lasts 10 minutes. So we don't want that. So we're just gonna keep the car under 400 horsepower for sure, probably like a 350, 360 or somewhere in that range, just so that it's drivable and we don't have to worry about breaking the synchros and gears and whatnot. But there it is, the blue one.